Hey there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good to be here.
It's great to meet you. Where are you?
Bozeman, Montana.
Wow, I've never
Yeah.
been to Montana.
Yeah, it's smoky right now, so might not be the best time
You
to
got the
show up.
fires, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, it's great to meet you. And
Yeah.
how can I help?
So I have some copy for you to review
Awesome.
today.
Beep, 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 beep.
And do you have that or do I need to
Yeah.
drop it? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Awesome.
It's Alex's broadcast email. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Might not get to read all of it for time, but
that's fine.
tell me, give me the context. Who's
Okay,
it
so
for and all that?
Okay, so the short context is I went through the Email Copy Academy and I was able to through that 6-week period build my own list and start writing broadcast emails, and this was the second email that I ever wrote.
Great.
So props to Chris for his amazing
Chris
teaching.
Orzakowski, amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So so I posted in Copy Chief before I sent it out just to get some feedback, and it was suggested that this get critiqued. So here I am.
Okay, great. And so this is you writing to your list.
Mm-hmm.
How are you positioning yourself to the list?
So I hopefully would like to specialize in email marketing as a copywriter, and the target audience will just be like copywriters and business owners who have their own list and want to grow it.
Okay, great. So it's like, yeah, sharing something useful. It's like give them a reason to stay on your list, become a fan. And
yeah.
By the way, I just want to point out, it's great that you already know that. Like having copywriters on your list, first of all, no way to avoid it because copywriters want to learn from other copywriters and see what we're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get bummed out. They're like, I'm looking for clients to join my list. And it's like, I'm like, not a bad thing. Because guess another thing that copywriters love to do is recommend other copywriters because it makes us look smart, right? So, okay, cool. Well, let's take a look. And I'm going to share the screen. I don't have two monitors, so let's see how this works. I don't want to share Chrome tab. I think this will work. How's that working?
Hey, there it is.
Okay, good. Now, how does this look to everybody? Okay, cool. I see it. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. So the headline is the worst mistake you can make when writing your emails. All right. Pretty compelling. I don't want to not know that. Imagine sitting down to read an article about the daily life of giraffes. You don't know a whole lot about giraffes, but you're curious. How do they live with those long necks anyway? The author is some high-level zoologist with a PhD. He's very smart. He knows a lot about big science, knows a lot of big scientific terms. As you read, you find yourself struggling to get through the word. You stumble over terms like lumbar extension and artiodacty. I love that you put in a word I literally have never heard of.
Case in point.
Exactly. When you're done, your brain hurts. You don't feel you learned out. Why does use words like a neck instead of that lumbar? Yeah. Why couldn't he have ditched the scientific term for related to camels? This kind of writing is a huge problem in the business and marketing community. People are losing sales. They're not getting the results they expected, missing out on a lot of opportunities. The mistake, they all think using bigger words will make them sound smarter than use simple language. Great. And then you got some proof to back it up. That's up to 3 guys. Yeah. Really good, man. Here's the thing. Our audiences, the marketers don't give rat's ass about whether you use it. Right. They just want to know you can solve their problem. And so the great Brent wrote it as in third grade. Think about it. The master copywriter who commanded the English language wrote ads so simple, even little children could understand. Great job, Alex, of proving what you're saying.
Thank you.
Giving us evidence. Again, you're not just, one mistake a lot of people make is they skim from the top because they're like afraid to lose attention. It was like, if I go into detail, but our brains want proof of what you're saying, and you're doing it in a colorful way, and you're getting quick and in and out of those things. So that's
awesome.
Really great.
Okay, good to know.
So 12th grade, and a side note, if you're curious about, Hemingway tools, so you're giving them a free little tool.
Yep.
Okay, and you'll spend less time browsing through your thesaurus. Yeah, it's not about the magnificence of your language. It's about the message you're trying to get across to clients and customers. So next time you're tempted to reach over to this thesaurus for that bigger word to sound smarter. Search instead for ways to use the simpler phrases in English language. Great. It's fantastic. I don't know what to criticize about this.
Oh man.
Honestly.
Wow.
You know, because look, you know what I really love about it? It's very balanced.
Okay.
Two things that tend to happen, especially when we're writing to our own list. We feel this immense pressure to be Laura Belgray or some amazingly funny and you know, magical kind of writer. Mm-hmm. And so we get locked and we go, well, let me practice that. And when I'm stunning myself every time I sit down to write, I guess then I'll be ready to actually communicate with people. Forget that.
Yeah.
You're practicing on everybody's dime here, but your stuff. So what's really important, especially in the beginning, is clarity and value. And I'm not confused by a single word you're saying. In fact, your stuff is about not being confusing.
Yeah.
It's the right length for me to want to consume it and say, Alyx taught me something today. I'm going to open her next email. Right. So killer. Great job. And I think what's your plan to, schedule? How often are you going to send out?
So because I'm still working a full-time job right now, I'm doing about once a week, or I try to do once a week. Mm-hmm. For broadcast. Okay. I hope to increase that here in the next few weeks when I go part-time, because I'm in the process of transitioning out of my full-time job into this.
Cool.
So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's 1 week is plenty. Is absolutely plenty. And here's the other thing: as you go, start to notice themes. One thing I would tell you, like a theme like this is great. So, we tend to go, what's inspiring me or what's interesting to me right now? And that's fine as motivation, but we tend to then kind of go all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. If you can now pick, say, 4 or 5 themes.
Okay.
So one is like clarity, how to make your copy super clear. And then, so pick a few others and write those articles. Here's the great thing about that. Now that stuff's on your radar. And I forget the term, but you start to see things that were there before, but now you care about them, right?
Yes.
And so you'll be grabbing evidence. You might grab a photo of a sign in a store that's either a great or like a horrible example of what you're trying to do. So you're going to add that into the email, and you know what I mean? And it's just,
yes, I do.
And so people like consistency. Don't worry about, the other thing I want to commend you on is you're clearly not, all this has been said and taught before by people who have been doing this, have retired before you even got into it. Doesn't matter, because that means that there's also a whole new audience of people looking to learn this, and you're going to be their person, right? Yeah. And so own that. I love that you're not getting hung up on that or having imposter syndrome or any of that crap. You're just out there doing your thing. Love it.
Oh, there's been plenty of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But
it'll come at every level.
Yeah.
It'll be there waiting for you. But the good thing is, the more you go through it, the more you get used to it, and you go, I know what this is. This is dumb. This is irrational that I feel this way, but I do. So I'm gonna carry on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Bader Meinhof. Awesome. Thank you, Lita. All right, awesome. Thanks. Awesome. It's great meeting you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.